Do you ever find yourself spending far too much time on social media? Okay, so I can't talk. I spend like 90% of my time on Facebook. But this week we're going to talk all about social media strategy. Hi, I'm Sam Nordberg. Welcome to this week's mini training, and this week we're going to be talking all about social media strategy. You see, I get asked questions about this a lot. I get asked all sorts of questions along the lines of what sort of platform should I be on, e.g. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, what's the difference between them, how often should I be posting, what's the right number of posts, and what should I be posting. Now, obviously there are people who specialize in this, and we could probably do an hour-long video on this sort of stuff. So instead today I'm going to talk about those 3 simple points and give you some handy pointers down below. As always, at the end there's a nice challenge for you to go and do as well. So, number 1, which social platform should you be on? I'm a firm believer that you cannot do all of them well unless you're going to outsource to someone else or you have a social media team. You cannot be actively engaged, involved, and making a real impact on LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, I don't know, wherever else, all at the same time if you actually want to get any work done. You just can't. So, my suggestion is work out where your target audience is, so where are they hanging out, and where you enjoy spending time, because otherwise you're never going to go there, and then put a strategy in place for there. So, as an example, I went and secured handles on all of the platforms, so you can find me at Sam Nordberg on just about any platform. But for most of them, I'm not particularly active. I've put some sort of information there, I've put links to where I am more active. So on Instagram, for example, there's about 6 pictures and a link to Facebook. But I'm really not there because I'm not cool enough for Instagram. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get it. I don't take pretty enough pictures and all the rest of it. All right? But, so, you need to work out where is your audience. Now let's say then, for example, that all of my audience was on Instagram. Well, then I'd probably start to look at it. But I know that most of my audience is on Facebook. I also know a large portion of my audience is on LinkedIn, but I know that I really dislike spending time on LinkedIn. So, as with Instagram, I have a profile there, I have some information there, and I drive traffic back to Facebook, but I really don't spend a lot of time there because I don't love it. So, work out where your audience is, where you enjoy spending your time, and put the two together and find somewhere where you're going to spend the bulk of your time. Now, I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket. So as I mentioned, go and secure the handles elsewhere, maybe pick 1 or 2 platforms, 2 or 3 platforms that you're good at, but you cannot do all of them well. It's just not possible. So that's where. How often? I'm going to be brutal honest. This all depends on the strategy you're trying to do. So on YouTube, for example, most people would say to share a video once a week, which is perfectly good advice. If you've ever gone and watched, if not, go and watch him, Casey Neistat, then he's a firm believer that if you want to make an indent, especially as a vlogger, then you need to be uploading videos every single day, consistently. Now, he's got something to it. So in the past 18 months, he's gone from 500,000 subscribers to 4 million, so 3 million or 3.5 million subscribers in 18 months. Obviously, he's doing something right. But daily videos might not be something that most people can achieve. Same then for social. When everyone asks me how often should you be posting, well, look, I'm sure someone's worked out an algorithm to know what the right number is, but honestly, go with what works for you. Several times a day is better than no times a day. 1 time a day is better than no times a day. Consistency is better than not being consistent. If you can aim for, say, 3 to 4 times a day on Facebook, posts that are actively engaging that your audience wants to see, that's better than 1 time a day. But if you're currently never posting, aim for 1. Whatever you're doing at the moment, look at what's working. Go to your insights and look at which posts are making the biggest intent. Look at the times when your audience is online, and then try and increase slightly from where you're currently at. There is no point me sitting here and telling you you're going to get the best results on Facebook if you post 10 times a day if you're currently not posting at all. Because 10 times a day is going to feel incredibly overwhelming. So, what should you be doing? Well, if you're blogging or video blogging or any of those things, I'd aim for at least once a week, but more is better because the more content you can push out, the more your audience is going to love it. Having said which, consistency is better than burnout. So, there's no point trying to do daily videos, getting through 7 days of it, and then never doing a video again. I'd rather see 1 video a week for the whole year. Yeah? Making sense? Same with your social. There's no point me saying you must do 10 posts a day if after a week you get burnout and then I never see you on social again. I'd rather you aim consistently for say 2 to 3 posts a day and then you try and ramp it up slightly as you go. This upsets people, yeah? I tell people all the time I'm not going to give you a perfect formula or a perfect number, and I know that a lot of people, they don't like that. You want me just to sit here and say you must post 4 times a day at 9, 12, 2 and 4. But it's not true. It depends on when your audience is online. It depends on which area of the world your audience is in. Like if most of your audience is in the US and you're in Australia, there's no point me telling you to post at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Australian time because no one in the US is going to see it. Yeah, I can't give you a right number. You need to look at this, but you need to be consistent. Lastly then, the type of information you should be posting. There are 3 categories of information to post on social media. Yes, social media content. That is information that entertains, information that inspires, or information that educates. So entertains, that's something that makes them laugh, makes them enjoy themselves, that makes them feel better about their day. Sometimes that's a crazy cat video or whatever else your audience might like. They want you to make them feel better, so post and share information that will make them be entertained. Inspired, that one's fairly straightforward. They want to know that they can change the world, so share with them stories that inspire them. There could be an inspirational video from someone else, could be your inspirational story about how you changed yourself, or it could be a client success story, inspirational about the achievement someone else made. And lastly, information that educates. That's your blog, your videos, all sorts of things that you're going to share your information in. Now, my challenge for you then, down below, tell me which social platform is your focus on and what are you committing to posting? So, it might be 1 a week if you're talking blogs and vlogs. It might be once a day if you're talking social like Facebook. Maybe you're committing to stepping up to doing 3 to 4 times a day. But tell me down below, which platform are you going to focus your effort on and what are you committing to doing? That's it for this week, and as always, I will see you next week.